and welcome to Instructor Video 5. It's Wednesday, February 19th, and the following instructions are for the online portion of class for today through Sunday, March 1st. And I can't believe we're already to March, although we did get a couple inches of snow, so it certainly doesn't feel like spring is anywhere close. But I am looking forward to spring showers and April flowers. I'm sure you are. So in class on Tuesday yesterday, we went over the requirements for your next project, your profile. And in class, we looked closely at a sample profile from the Harbrace Guide, written by a student about a high school debate coach and teacher and his successes. We looked closely at how the author got the information she needed to write that profile, and we talked about the observations she made, the questions she probably asked, and the research she did on her subject in order to write a fluid, compelling, and believable profile. We also did a brainstorm in class to help you decide on who you would interview, at least your first and second choices for your interview profiles subjects. And we went over the steps for how to conduct your interview of that person, which you probably need to do by next Tuesday. I would say you'd want to get it done in the next week. We talked about the kinds of questions you should ask in order to elicit the kinds of responses from your subject that'll give you compelling and interesting information about them so that you can craft a really good profile. Now make sure you follow those steps that we discussed to get your interview scheduled and completed within the next week. And I suggest you contact your number one person today, your number one choice, either by email or phone will work. Remember, these people are probably pretty busy, so get in touch with them. You may not get in touch with them. If you don't in the next couple days, if they don't respond to you, have a backup plan, maybe a second person that you would enjoy interviewing and profiling. Also, remember that emails are a dime a dozen. A lot of people get a lot of emails. Like me, I get many emails a day, but phone calls may really get someone's attention. So you might want to consider doing a phone call. Maybe send an email and then follow up with a phone call. You can always say in the email, I left you a voice message or a message with your assistant, but I thought I'd just follow up with an email to make sure you receive this. So maybe do both. Make sure you mention the timeline for your interview so these people feel a sense of urgency about getting back to you. You might say something like, a first draft of my profile is due on Friday, March 6th, which is only a week from Friday, so I'd like to complete the interview early next week at the latest. So give them a timeline so they will get back to you sooner. Be friendly, but be professional. You never know, this person may give you an internship or a job down the road, so make a good impression. Even if they decline, thank them for their time. And either way, in the email or phone call, let the person know why you're profiling them, like flatter them a little bit. You can say, I really admire your work on blah, blah, blah. Or I'm thinking of pursuing a career in blah, 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 and would love to hear about your journey into this field. So let them know it's for a class and that you will give them a copy of your profile when it's completed as a final draft in early May. So get on that soon, and good luck with your interviews. And contact me if you have any issues. The readings this week are relatively easy and fun, I hope. I'm a runner. My baby is flying around. Thank you, husband. You have to show how cute he is. What are you doing, buddy? Say hello to my class. Hello, class. He needs to go to bed. Hi, Bob. Okay, what was I saying? Right, the readings this week are relatively easy and fun, I hope. I'm a runner, or at least I was before that guy came, that little baby. I competed in sports all through high school and college, and I still play field hockey and a women's league sometimes. I love exercise, but exercise does not always come easy. And the readings this week are about exercising and running. First, you should read the 3 pieces. There are 3 different PDF files on Sakai Resources Readings by a man who calls himself The Oatmeal. You might have read some of his comics online. His real name is Matt Inman, and he's a comic graphic writer. So he does cartoons, but they're serious cartoons. They're pretty funny. The excerpts you're going to read of Matt's of Inman's are from his book called The Terrible and Wonderful Reasons Why I Run Long Distances. This is the book, and you can see it's basically a comic book. And I've taken excerpts from it, some good funny excerpts that I think you'll enjoy. It won't take you very long to read. So download those. Those are on Sakai, like I said, under resources readings. So why I run parts 1, 2, and 3. They're graphic writings or comics. They have a lot of black space, so you don't have to print them out. That'll take up too much ink from your printer. So instead, just read them online and enjoy them. The other reading, after you read from that Inman book, is a short profile. It's only 2 pages. It's a magazine article of the author of this book, and he is a runner, so he talks about how difficult it was to get started running, but how it changed his life. And this is a profile, 2-page profile of the author about his book, about why he runs, things like that. So that also is available on Sakai, so just download it and do print that one out and bring it to class next week so we can talk about it a little bit more. It's by Peter Sagal, and it appeared in Runner's World magazine just a few months ago. So read the Peter Sagal article, Beware the Blurch, after you read the excerpts from the book about running. And that'll help you understand the comic writer a bit more. So do those readings, and then you have a forum discussion to post on forums. Do it in your small groups. So it's labeled profile discussion. The directions for completing that forum discussion are online on forums, so in your small group. So please do that. You've got your regular first post about those 2 readings on Friday night by 11 p.m. and another response to your peers by Sunday night at 11 p.m. You have one little other assignment to do. This is part of a library pilot. It's a tutorial pilot that URI's library is trying out this semester for the first time. So you guys are the first students of a group of students to use these tutorials, these online tutorials that were developed by information specialists at the library. They are to help you, prepare you for the research that you're going to be conducting for your next 3 projects: your profile, your informative report, your investigative report, and the 4th and final project is going to be a proposal you're going to do with your group mates. So anyway, the second online assignment for this week will take you about 25 minutes. It's due by Sunday night at 11 p.m. on Sakai Assignments. Basically, you have to go through an online info road tutorial, they're called. The link is provided in the assignment description on Sakai and in resources. There are several tutorials on the info road link. For this week, however, for this weekend, you just need to complete the first tutorial, which is the start tutorial. As you go through the tutorial, take notes and be prepared to take a quiz at the end. When you finish the quiz, take a photo of it or a screenshot and upload that photo or screenshot to the Sakai assignment number 4 by Sunday at 11 p.m. so that I can see you took it. The tutorials to help you see the relevance of library and academic research, and which you will need to conduct for your next 3 projects. For our next face-to-face class on Tuesday, you have 2 readings on investigative reports from the Little Seagull Handbook, which we haven't used much, but there is a little bit in there on writing a report, and a few pages from the Harbrace Guide about investigative reporting. So I'm actually going to introduce you to your Project 3 next week. So Project 2 and Project 3 are kind of running together because we had that missed week of class. The first week of classes, I had to kind of push them together a little bit. So for the info road, so the one homework assignment for next Tuesday then is to complete 2 more info road tutorials. Those are Identify and Gather 2. So there's 2 tutorials. One's Gather Part 1, one's Gather Part 2. You only have to do Gather Part 2 and Identify. So you'll need to do those tutorials before class. I think it's due on Tuesday by noon. So that's before our next face-to-face class. And for your investigative report, you will be researching a problem that relates to your major in some way. So whatever problem or issue you think is important and kind of relevant to your major, is what you're going to be doing your investigative report on, and you're going to be investigating that problem through research. So the Identify Info Road tutorial will help you come up with a topic for that investigative report. So keep your major in mind as you are going through that Info Road tutorial labeled Identify. It'll help you understand what an investigative report is to read the selections from your books. And so you might want to do the readings before you do the Identify tutorial, because that'll help you understand, oh, what is an investigative report and what might be a topic I want to write on for that. And then also I think you have a quick, in hard copy there's some questions in here about identifying a fitting response and a fitting audience for your profile. So bring that to class in hard copy on Tuesday as well. So to recap, be working on your interviews, scheduling your interviews, be working on doing the readings for the online portion of the class on the terrible and wonderful reasons why I run, and the profile of that author by Peter Sagal, your forum discussion, and the Info Road tutorials. So those are kind of your online assignments for the week. And remember to do your forum conversations in your small groups so that you just have a few people to respond to instead of the whole class. And I think that's everything. So I will see you next week, and we will talk about a little bit about your profiles, and we will then also you'll learn about your investigative report and what my expectations for that are. Okay, moving right along. Spring, before you know it's going to be spring break, and you'll get a break from all this. And so will I. All right, take care, and see you in a week.